On the path of practice, the Buddha spoke of 5 thieves of the mind, the 5 hindrances. They are not enemies outside of us, but shadows within. Sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and doubt. These forces cloud the heart, scatter the mind, and block us from seeing truth as it is. In this series, we will look directly into each hindrance, understand how it arises, and explore ways to transform it. For when darkness is recognized, light naturally appears. Episode 1, The Art of Enough, Finding True Contentment. Have you ever noticed how, no matter how much you achieve or how many things you buy, there's always a restless voice inside whispering, "It's not enough"? We chase promotions, possessions, likes, and validation. Yet, so often, the joy fades as quickly as it came. And in the quiet moments, a deeper question emerges. Why do I still feel unsatisfied? Over 2,500 years ago, the Buddha pointed directly at this trap of the human mind. He warned that desire and craving, left unchecked, would keep us spinning in circles, always reaching, never arriving. What if true happiness isn't found in the next purchase, the next achievement, or the next click, but in learning the art of enough? The endless pursuit. Think about the last time you were caught up in a frenzy of buying, maybe Black Friday or Christmas sales. You rushed online or into a crowded store, grabbed a few items, and walked out with a bag full of things. Some of them you didn't even need. Maybe you even knew it in that very moment. I don't actually need this, but it feels good to get it. That rush is addictive. It's the modern paradox. More stuff, less happiness. Social media only adds fuel. Every highlight reel becomes a reminder of what we don't have, what we haven't achieved, how far behind we are. Psychologists call this the arrival fallacy, the belief that once we reach the next milestone, buying that house, landing that job, hitting that number of subscribers, will finally feel complete. But when we arrive, the feeling quickly fades, and then another if only takes its place. The Buddha described this as Tanhā, craving, a thirst that can never be satisfied. Chasing it is like drinking salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. Defining true contentment. True contentment is not simply a fleeting sense of satisfaction. It goes much deeper, into the very roots of how our mind generates craving. 1. The source of craving. The Buddha taught that craving, Tanhā, arises from ignorance, Avijjā, a fundamental misunderstanding of reality. We imagine that by grasping at sights, sounds, possessions, or even relationships, we can secure lasting happiness. Yet the moment we obtain them, new desires arise. It's like drinking salty water. The more we drink, the thirstier we become. 2. The illusion of self. At the heart of craving is the illusion of a solid I who must be satisfied. We believe there is a permanent me who can own, accumulate, and protect what is pleasant. But when we look deeply, the Buddha pointed us to Anattā, non-self. If there is no fixed self, then who is there to own happiness? Who is there to defend against loss? This insight shakes the very foundation of our grasping. 3. Conditional satisfaction always ends. Every worldly joy depends on conditions: health, wealth, relationships, weather, mood. When the condition ends, the joy collapses. A favorite meal delights only while it's warm and fresh. A compliment uplifts only until the next criticism arrives. The Buddha reminded us that what is born of conditions is bound to perish with conditions. Chasing satisfaction in this way is like trying to hold sunlight in our hands. 4. Toward unconditioned peace. True contentment begins when we stop outsourcing happiness to shifting circumstances. By loosening the grip of I and mine, we discover a freedom that does not rely on external gain. This is why the Buddha said, "The greatest wealth is contentment. The greatest treasure is knowing enough." Practical wisdom, the pillars of enough. So how do we practice this art of enough? 1. Generosity, the joy of letting go. Instead of holding tighter, we learn the freedom of opening the hand. Generosity, dana, is not only about money. It can be time, attention, kindness. For many of us, it may be the simple act of volunteering, donating, or even giving full presence to someone in pain. Each act of giving weakens the chains of I and mine and teaches the heart that true wealth is measured by how much we can share, not how much we can store. 2. Contemplation of the 3 marks, Tilakkhaṇa. We can train the mind to see reality clearly: impermanence, anicca, unsatisfactoriness, dukkha, and non-self, anattā. By reflecting daily on these truths, we loosen our grip on conditions. The meal is delicious, yes, but it fades. The body is strong, yes, but it ages. The self feels solid, yes, but it too is a passing process. With this contemplation, desire softens and contentment grows. 3. Mindful enjoyment. Savoring without clinging. Happiness does not vanish when we stop clinging, it becomes purer. To enjoy a sunset, a piece of music, or a meal with mindfulness is to let the experience be exactly what it is, a passing gift. We can fully savor without attaching. This is me. This is mine. This must last. In this way, joy is liberated from ownership and contentment blooms naturally. 4. Simplicity. Choosing depth over quantity. Our modern world pushes for more news, more possessions, more achievements. But simplicity is a radical act of freedom. To live simply is not to live poorly, it is to live deliberately. It is the conscious choice to value depth of connection over number of contacts, quality over speed, meaning over noise. Simplicity gives space for gratitude and awareness to flourish. These are not grand gestures. They are quiet shifts in the rhythm of life, but over time they reshape the mind from craving to appreciation. Implementing enough in your life. The challenge, of course, is living this out in a world that constantly screams more. Here are 3 powerful ways. The enough filter. Before making a decision, whether to work late, buy something new, or say yes to a request, pause and ask, will this truly add to my sense of enough, or is it just more noise? Digital detox. Much of our restlessness comes not from reality, but from the endless scroll. Setting limits, whether screen-free mornings or 1 day a week offline, creates space for the mind to breathe. Financial contentment. Success doesn't have to mean endless accumulation. Redefine wealth as freedom, time, and peace of mind, not just numbers on a bank statement. Each step is small, but each step matters. Sustaining your contentment journey. Contentment isn't a destination we arrive at once. It's a practice, a way of living. Build resilience against the pull. The world will never stop telling you to want more. But with practice, your center of gravity shifts. You become harder to shake. Seek community. Surround yourself with people who share values of simplicity, presence, and kindness. Their energy reinforces your own. Remember, enough is practice. There will be days you slip back into craving. That's human. The point is not perfection, but persistence. The Buddha once compared the mind to a wild elephant. Untamed, it crashes and destroys. But trained patiently, it becomes steady, powerful, and wise. Contentment is that training. So I leave you with this reflection. Every day, the world will tempt you with the glitter of more. But in your own heart, you already hold the key to peace, the art of enough. Look around you right now, the breath you are taking, the life you are living, the moment you are in. It is already enough. The 5 hindrances are not abstract ideas. They are living experiences in our everyday lives. When we learn to recognize and release them, the mind becomes lighter, clearer, and free. If this series has offered you a new perspective on the path, share your reflections in the comments below. And if you would like me to continue creating more series on the Buddha's teachings, let me know. No one walks the path to awakening alone. We journey together.